Hi, Faith Thomas here. Today we're going to talk about how to handle setbacks. We had some questions from a video I made last month about success online, and some of the questions were regarding setbacks and how do you handle those setbacks when they happen. I know with internet marketing, a lot of times it can be very frustrating not to see the income that you expected coming in, especially when you've been promised time, at the pool or on the beach, work from anywhere in the world. This is fun and easy. All you do is sit there with your laptop. It doesn't always work that way. But there are a couple things that I want to point out to help you think things maybe a little bit differently. Every business, whether it's a physical business or a digital business, every business has slow months. That's just the nature of the beast. So you need to consider with your niche and your situation, how you're marketing, whatever, are you dealing with a slow month or slow months? It could be seasonally even, that there are times when whatever it is that you're marketing is not good at that season. For example, if you're marketing Christmas smelling candles in July, okay, you're probably not going to do as well as you would in October, November, December. So your marketing may not be the problem. It may be your timing. So think through things as though you were a physical business and know when it's time to press forward and continue on. A store is not going to close just because they have a slow month. On the same regard, you should not quit what you're doing just because you have a slow month. Those happen. You might need to make some tweaks and some changes to what you're doing. But, don't give up just because you have some slow time, especially when you're starting out. Another obstacle that you may run into is a sales funnel that's not working. I like this example here of the sales funnel. I think it's one of the better ones that I've seen that shows how much marketing and your sales funnel has changed over the last 10 years. It used to be that brand awareness and interest in what you're selling was really most of the marketing you had to do. By the time people started considering what you were buying, you'd already made the sale. Now people are doing all of that before they're willing to come to a sales page. They're wanting to do the research. They're wanting to even evaluate what they're wanting before they ever come to a sales page. So marketing has changed some, and then we need to change with that. Your sales funnel, and this is a good example, I like this illustration. You need to realize that most of your sales funnel at the top is going to be a huge number compared to what you get out of it at the end. When I think of funnels, I think of like pouring liquid into a narrow-necked jar or something like that. And the problem with this example, this illustration, is when I'm pouring my liquid into my narrow-necked jar using a funnel, everything I pour in does eventually get into the bottle. And that's really not the way a marketing sales funnel works. Instead, it's more like each stage here has a screen at the bottom of each of these cylinders. And only certain people are going to fit through that screen and make it to the next level. Most of them are going to get stuck up in the upper level. So your stranger level here, let's say you emailed 10,000 people, but only 1 in 10 open it. So that's 1,000 people. Only 1,000 people are going to make it to that next stage. So now you're dealing with 1,000 people. You had 3% of that 1,000 respond. Well, that's now 30 people. So only 30 people are making it down to the blue prospects level. So now we put a tighter screen in there, and only 10 of those people, 10 of the 30, are going to make it down to the purple level there, your proposals. And then only 5 of those make it down to become clients. So notice, for example, though, that each of these percentages over here on the right get bigger. So you've got a 1 in 10 that open your email. 3% of those respond, 33% of those interview, and 50% of those become new clients. So that gets bigger, but your number of people gets smaller. So think through your sales funnel carefully. Let me show you an illustration that I really, really like. And hats off here to AndreaCallahan.com and for putting this together. Up at the top of your funnel, you're going to have your free and your low ticket items. And she's got low ticket as 50 and below. I would say really low ticket is going to be like 20 and below. So anything from free to $20 or $25 would be what I would consider a low ticket. That mid ticket's going to be your $50 to $200, and you can see as you take them down the funnel, as we showed in that last example, you've got fewer people, but you're making more money from them. So, and you get down all the way down here to your bottom of your funnel, and those are extremely high ticket items, but you're getting, you're making more money per person at that point. So, bottom line is, what does your funnel look like? Maybe you need to reevaluate your funnel. Is your first offer a free offer, something under $10? It should be. If it's not, then you need to consider rehashing your funnel a little bit. If it is, then does that free or low ticket item have enough value to bring them back? Your first thing should be your best stuff. So, in my sales funnel, the best thing I have to give to them is what I give for free. And so you need to think through your sales funnel and working that on down the line. The third thing I want to talk about is some people struggle with their advertising not working. And so if your advertising is not working and you've reached that obstacle or that setback, that roadblock, there are a few things you need to think about. I read an interesting statistic this week, and that is that 54%, so that's more than half, 54% of online advertising goes unseen. So think about that when you're paying for your advertising on pay-per-click or Facebook or Google ads or whatever. Half of what you're paying for, nobody's ever going to see. So you need to really think about your advertising and make what you do get from what you're paying for be worth it. The main thing I would say here is, do you know your target audience? Who are you targeting? I love this picture. My target customer? Anyone with money. Okay, you cannot be successful online if that is your target customer. It just doesn't work that way. It's way too broad. It's, like taking a shotgun and shooting the side of a barn and hoping to hit something. Yeah, you'll hit the barn and you might get a few little sales, but you're not gonna kill anything. You're not gonna make any money that's worth, a full-time income or anything. So you really need to think about your target audience. Let me show you this illustration, which I thought was really good. If your target audience is that 18 to 25-year-olds, you need to understand them. Where are they spending their time? What kind of person are you targeting? And, depending on who your target audience is will depend on which of these spaces you advertise in. If your target audience is, a nerdy college kid, well, Wikipedia or even Google might be good places for you to do your advertising. But you're not going to reach the other part of those demographics. So think about your target audience. Be very, very specific with your target audience. I cannot stress this enough. You've got to know who you're targeting. Get it all the way down to a person. Have a person in mind that you are targeting. For me, my ideal customer is a stay-at-home mom. A stay-at-home mom is my ideal customer. I know that customer. I know her likes, her dislikes, her where she hangs out, what she does, because I'm one of them. So for me, it made sense for that to be my target audience. If your advertising is targeted, say, to this crowd right here, this young crowd, you're not going to go mail them a postcard. It's not even going to make it in the house. It gets thrown away by the mailbox. If, however, you're targeting seniors, senior citizens, that's 65 and up, a postcard is a great way. Deviant art, not so much. You need to know where your audience hangs out and advertise to them there. And so think through your method of advertising in that way. So here are some options for advertising. You've got websites, you've got niche sites using search engine optimization, and kind of on the heels of that is blogging. They've got that under social media here, along with YouTube, video marketing, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Active Rain, some of these other things. There are niche sites, press releases. Don't forget some of the offline marketing that might work for you. Directories, backlinks, article marketing, social bookmarks, pay-per-click, PPI. You've got solo ads, giveaways, promotions, and then don't forget and don't throw out the idea of door-to-door, even postal. There are lots of people who are having great success with postcards. And so, think through those options. Henry Ford said, then I'll close with this. Henry Ford said, a man who stops advertising to save money is the man who stops his clock to save time. Okay, don't stop advertising just because yours isn't working. Find a way to make it work. Press through it. So just kind of summarize here how to handle setbacks. Press through them. There is a way around, over, under, through. There is a way to get through them. Every business has setbacks. And if every businessman who turned around and walked away because of setbacks and closed their doors, we wouldn't have any place open. You look at all the big names, whether it's Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or, some of these others, every single one of them had setbacks, but they pressed through it and they found a way to make it work. Some of them had complete failures, and it may be that what you're doing right now is complete failure. I spent last year, I spent $30,000 on a project that I thought was going to work, and it doesn't. And so, do I turn around and walk away from internet marketing forever because that one $30,000 investment didn't work? No, I find a way to make that profitable. I learn from my mistakes and I flip it and turn it into a win. So don't get discouraged with setbacks. Press through it, find the good in it, and press on. So I hope that helps. Leave your questions and comments below. Look forward to hearing from you, and we will see you next week.